The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
We have Mike from Chicago on the line, and he has a question about digestion.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
First of all, I just wanted to say that I love the show. I think it's great programming, and I'm very much of a like mind when it comes to, taking control of your own health and certainly doing your own research.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now your hosts, Nico Haan and Paige Clarke.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle, where we deconstruct the news pertaining to your health, fitness, and diet, and we see if it makes sense. We encourage you to call by calling our phone number here at 877-927-6648. I got to spit it out here, Paige. I'm Nico Haan.
Hey there, Mr. Nico Haan.
And this is Paige Clarke.
Good to
Gorgeous
see you guys.
as usual.
And we saw some news in the chat room. Jay says, we need some good health because this market is making us sick.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And, folks, it's a beautiful day here in downtown Clearwater. In fact, it's 82 degrees. It's mostly cloudy. And we got a little bit of rain, and that's what's keeping it cool here. So it feels pretty nice here,
Kind
doesn't
of
it?
nice. We're a little tired of the heat down here in Florida.
Well, we got to persist because we got probably 3 more months left of it, August, September, maybe October. Sometimes it cools down a little bit in October, but, I really don't mind it. I mean, it's hot when you go out there, but you wear less clothes. So I'm always in the favor of that.
There you go.
There you go. So, I was listening to the Allie and Tom show, Mindful Living, and we're talking really about...
Improving sleep quality.
Yeah, that too. But what really struck me was she quoted Mark Twain. And I don't have the exact quote, but the gist of it was, 20 years from now, are you going to regret not doing things that you could be doing? And I think that really makes sense. And I found this article, are you more moving towards the life you want or away from it?
Yeah.
And that's a really important thing because our society really is kind of putting you in a little box and saying this is the way you need to live.
Kind of categorizing what is successful.
Yeah, and another thing is maybe your parents had a certain lifestyle, might be not your thing, but, that might trap you into that. Your dad wants you to be a doctor or a lawyer or your mother, and maybe that's not your passion.
Yeah, there's a quote in this article, and I posted it on Facebook myself. It said, unfortunately, in this quest to just make a living, many people forget how to make a life.
Yeah, that's really important. So I think it's important to, go through a certain maybe question and answer, what they did here, and define a few things for you. And one of the first things is, how do you define success? In our society, success really, and, maybe at TFNN and a lot of people who are in the stock market, the first thing you think about is making money. And we think that making money is going to make us happy, and then when we got the money, then we are kind of lost and thinking, well, maybe I'm not really happy, I got to have more money.
Right.
When money really may not be the answer. It certainly makes us a little more comfortable so you can have more choices in life. But, I always look at the children in some of these societies where they don't have a lot. And these children are just playing in the dirt and having a blast.
Exactly.
And I think that's important. So I always look back in my life, and my happiest times were as a child, playing in the dirt, riding my bike, being free, and doing things I wanted to do. And I think that's an important thing to do.
Well, that little saying, and I'm not even sure who said it, the best things in life aren't
free.
things.
Aren't what?
Aren't things.
Aren't
the best
things.
things in life aren't things.
Boy, yeah, that's really powerful, Paige. It's the relationships, it's activities, it's even relationships, of course. But I always ask people if they're questioning themselves is, are you happy alone? Are you happy by yourself? Or do you need company all the time?
Right.
So one of the other questions here is, what is my purpose for wanting a relationship? That's an important question because it could be a lot of things. It could be sex. It could be just companionship. It could be somebody that has money and security. But
I think the purpose of a relationship is to enhance the happiness or the completeness you already have in yourself. We really, a lot of people talk about, oh, he or she completes me. But it's really about feeling complete individually and complete as a couple,
Yeah, to me there's really no difference between me being by myself or sharing time with my wife. It's because we're soulmates.
Right.
And when I met Ellen, it was like we knew each other for 1,000 years.
You probably did.
And we probably did. Yeah, well, who knows,
So are you doing things because you want to do them or because you have to do them? That's another question.
That is it, too. Are you forced into this thing where you have to do certain things? And I think many of us are. I think we spend a lot of time here in America working. One of my clients this morning, she was... she says, oh, I'm so glad I'm here. It lets me de-stress. She says, I've been working and working and working. The attorney, like my wife is, but she's a divorce attorney. But, she says, this is my trial week. And during trial week, not only are you 6 hours in front of a jury or a judge or other people, but also all the preparation that goes. So you're working 12, 15 hours a day. Oh, that's stressful.
It's very stressful.
Yeah. I think we work much too hard here in America. I think a 6 or 8 hour work day is enough. I don't think we need to go over that. Although things that you're passionate about, you go on and on and on. It doesn't seem like it's that long.
Passion, it's not work.
Right.
That just, this popped into my head. I was thinking of a little visual or a wall post that I saw that said, slavery works a lot better when you don't tell them. And it showed a bunch of people in cubicles just, working the grindstone, and you start to think, what's happened to us? This need to just keep up our system.
Yeah.
We've forgotten how to live a life because we're so busy trying to pay the bills to live. It's an important thing to think about because are we just trying to keep this system going? Is our system so great that we want to keep it going in the same direction all the time? I mean, look at the state of the war. In the world. And we were on the brink of war almost with the Ukraine thing going on, with the Israel thing going on. Add stress. I had to turn the TV off completely and say, no more news. Because even though I can detach myself from it, it's not really detachment because you're hearing and hearing. I said, so, okay, where is the 30-minute news that I used to have and was enough? Yeah, what would happen if we moved towards being more cooperative instead of competitive?
Sure.
I love that. I love thinking about that. I love thinking about, and when we look, and you and I look a lot at primitive cultures or tribal cultures or the tribal concept of being cooperative and building instead of tearing apart. And, we might look at that as kind of the feminine, masculine energy.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but the masculine energy tends to be more competitive. The female encourages more cooperative. And let's hope that we start to get that balance.
Well, the original democracy was the Iroquois nation, and at the head of the Iroquois nation was the feminine figure, not the masculine, because they figured that the masculine was too radical. They were great at hunting and doing that thing, but as far as a balanced life, it's the female that gives you that.
I was just thinking about that. Is that Robert Morningsky, the Indian, that's talking a lot about bringing back the feminine energy and how that we were, again, the truth about power has been, we've been deceived about.
Yeah, I have a jiu-jitsu friend. His name is John, and he's a Lakota Indian, Sioux Indian. And we had talked about that because my passion always has been to the Sioux because I thought they were like the real last hunter-gatherer of Americas. Right. And he was saying that he doesn't know his heritage because it was taken away from him. He was put into a boarding school in the 50s, away from his parents, because it was the law. And they cut his hair off, not allowed to wear traditional clothes, not allowed to speak the traditional language, not allowed to bring that up in schools at all. Had to be the white man's school, the white man's way. And they domesticated me, is what he said. Something I always talk about. And it's chilling to me that is still going on in this country. A great country like America, powerful, has enough money for everybody, yet we're still trying to quell that instead of trying to be inspirational and saying, these people had great ideas, great ways of living. Why don't we learn from that and take some of their ideas and put it into our society?
But if you look at history, there was an obvious attempt to quell that knowledge, to bury that knowledge. And I think that's what we're all about. We're trying to look at ways to realize that we need to get involved in taking care of ourselves, and we knew this. And a lot of this, there's powers that be that kind of benefit when we don't know.
Yeah.
And that's what we talk about health and healing here.
Yeah.
Empowering yourselves.
You know, one of the articles I read was Walmart is getting into organics. But when you start deconstructing what Walmart is actually doing, most of the organics is not fresh food, it's more packaged food that they're labeling organic. So what they're talking about is a processed organic food, kind of an oxymoron in a sense. So, you know, even though it's a step in the right direction, that Walmart says, hey, we're going to look at organics, and maybe this is just a first step for them. Hopefully that's the case. But when you look actually what they're putting on the shelves, and some of it is White Oak's brand of organics, but these are packaged foods. And there's about 100 different products that they're going to put on their shelves, labeled organic, and kind of tricking. I mean, it is still processed foods, right? So a processed food is something that is not original anymore. You've gone through step like sugar. You can't take a sugar cane, start eating it. That's not the way it works. You have to process it. So all sugar is processed, whether it's organic or not. It's still a processed food, just like sausage is. You can get good sausage. I buy sausage. It's a process, but doesn't have all the nitrates in it, and it's done, you know, with care, and the animals aren't confined into these factory farms.
Well, my fear a little bit with some of the stuff with the big box stores getting into this area, you know, the Sam's Club, a lot of people have said to me, well, you know, the big box
Sam's. Well, it's cheaper. There's a draw there.
Yeah, there's a draw there, and there's some benefit to that. But again, what are we trying to do? We're trying to help stimulate people to think about growing their own food or supporting their local farmers and the local markets. And that's where you're going to find the freshest food. That's where you're going to find the food that has the most bioavailable nutrients, still, you know, that life force that's in them, not from, you know, things that were picked off the vine before they kind of reached their ideal bricks level.
Or shipped from China.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about McDonald's, all their meat now comes from China. Now imagine you got halfway around the world in a freezer, and you got these patties or chickens or whatever it is, and they're first of all killed in China and butchered in China and then packaged in China, and then they're put on a slow boat to come here. I mean, my God. No matter how great it was to start with, and I don't think it was that great to start with, but even if it was a great product to start with, I mean, how long does that trip take?
You know what I was...
And how many people are handling it?
I don't know. It's crazy. And I saw something on a financial post that I received talking about, and maybe some of you guys in the chat room will know, the agribusiness, a real... star is New Zealand, you know, because of New Zealand growing food. And I always think of New Zealand as a great place, you know, the green, you know, to get food or, you know. But it said that China is going to be looking to New Zealand to provide their food. And I thought, oh, my gosh, you know, what may happen. But that's a great place to invest in agriculture.
Well, there's a lot of companies in America getting food from New Zealand because there are a lot of great natural farms there.
Oh, yeah, I just hope it stays that way. And
I do, too.
Yeah. So we'll be back, guys. We have a little break here.
Yep.
Give us a call, 877-927-6648.
And pick up my newsletter, please.
You've heard Nico Haan as co-host of Living a Primal Lifestyle, which airs every Friday at noon Eastern Time on TFNN, and would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today.
Wouldn't it be great if you could get a red light, green light indicator that gives you signals on 25 different future contracts? Now you can with Taz Signal Box. This red light, green light market profile system dynamically updates 24 hours a day and provides you with important trend and trade signals on 9 different commodities, 9 different indices, and 8 different currencies. Right now, you can receive a free 2-week trial to Taz Signal Box. For all the details and to find out how the Signal Box works, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Nico and Paige take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Hi, welcome back, Tigers and Tigresses. This is Paige Clarke and Nico Haan. And, you know, what we found out sometimes is truth is stranger than fiction.
Yes, that's true.
And what we like to do here is try and help you to take responsibility for changing the course of your health. And we saw something recently that talked about a lot of people believe that their vision is compromised as due to eye stress and strain. And actually, we've learned that it's actually due to weak eye, that it's actually due to not weak eye muscles, but actually your muscles are too tense.
Yeah, they're almost overworked in a sense.
Overworked, correct.
Yeah, which is really contrary to what I learned, because I learned, you need to exercise them more.
Right, right. And so we were looking at an article that exposes the Bates method, and it's been around for years. But see, now people are starting to really take a look at what can we do to not just cover up a situation that's created a dis-ease meaning not being at ease. What can we do to actually correct that?
I like that little moniker of dis-ease.
Well, that's really what it is. And it just kind of turned it into a different word, but that's all it really is saying the body's not at ease. And if you believe that we really have everything we need to be self-correcting organisms, then this kind of makes sense. When you're stressed, the strain squeezes the muscles and contorts your eyeballs. And this reduces your visual acuity, and it alters where the field of vision lands. So people, but keep in mind, when we have these issues, the symptom of eye stress, strain, however you want to consider it, does create a tremendous market for
That's exactly right.
Glasses, eye exams, correction to correct the symptoms.
The first thing I think of always, Paige, is when, an article like this comes along about, being able to correct your own vision, not immediately, but through this type of method, is that why wouldn't my optometrist be encouraging this type of thing? And we find out that actually a lot of this stuff was banned over 100 years ago.
Correct, and that's how long it's been around as we learn about a lot of holistic health. And that's what those of us that are holistic health educators are doing. We want people to be aware that this is an option. And we're not saying that this is the only solution.
No, of course
There's
not.
always a place for medical intervention. But you have to create your own team, and you need to be a quarterback and determine the right thing to do. So really farsighted, nearsighted, astigmatisms, cross-eyed, glaucoma, cataracts, and other conditions can benefit from the Bates method. So
really simple types of things to rest your eyes. I think a lot might have to do with increased TV watching.
Well, all of you all that are sitting there kind of watching a screen, you need to take little breaks sometimes and look away.
Shut off our show.
No.
All the other shows are okay with us. No, I'm just...
Well, you're looking at the charts and everything, and then, you're keeping you're not giving that eye a chance to work on the distance. But, in addition, this kind of brings up some points I want to talk about nutritionally, holistically supporting the eye. And one of the things we know is often eyes are a reflection of what's going on with the liver, because energetically the eyes and the liver are connected. Not seeing things the way you want them to see.
Is this because of the cleansing part of the liver?
Well, I think that the cleansing is an issue, but I'm talking about energetically on a meridian level. You could say that the liver is associated with anger and frustration, or not seeing the world the way you want to see it. That's just kind of anger, frustration. So sometimes we see issues in the eye. But the other thing I want to share with you is that, we don't get the nutrition we need. It doesn't matter if you're buying organic food or possibly even growing it yourself. There's a great possibility, unless you are a soil guru in creating healthy soil. We do not have the nutrients in our soil to produce food that gives us what we need to avoid the diseases that come along with issues. So one of the reasons that we're creating the Primal Edge is to help make sure people are getting that kind of insurance policy on their health. And, many of the antioxidants that are good for our eyes, the zeaxanthin, the lutein that are great for eye health, are just not available to us. And we have to look for healthy foods to help our eyes sustain the stress that's going on from being depleted.
So I'm going to put this article in to the next
I think it's a great idea. So look for that, guys. The Bates method to help retrain your eyes.
And there's some DVDs that you can purchase for this. And I'm sure on YouTube, and I'm going to put some of these things, some of the videos in here on this, so you can actually, start doing some of this stuff and see if it works for you. And I think you'll find that your vision can improve. And it's an important thing.
Yeah, actually, the founder of this, Greg Marsh, who's a certified nutrition vision coach, says that clear vision is achievable by virtually everyone, even if you're already wearing strong corrective lenses. So there you go, guys. News you can use.
So, folks, stick around. Please pick up my Health Signals newsletter. I've got a new one coming out next week. The current one is just jammed full of things that you can watch and you can read, and we'll give you ideas of how you can do your own research and stay healthy, wealthy, and wise, so you can keep on trading. We'll be right back.
See you after the break.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with intraday free anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN TV from the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com, educating investors. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. This is Nico and Paige on Living a Primal Lifestyle. The number here is 877-927-6648. And please pick up my Health Signals newsletter to keep you informed about how to stay healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Good stuff.
Last week we were still on the A's, and we were talking a little bit
I don't know if I'll ever get out of the A's, because I get people to email me, and I want to address things. But, we got a lot of alphabet to cover in health and healing empowerment stuff you can use at home. So,
Alzheimer's is one of the devastating diseases here in America that is kind of growing it's growing in incidence, let's put it that way. It's on the rise in America. And we really are starting to kind of...
There's men who believe it's a man-made disease.
And you mentioned last week that the low-fat diet contributes to it, which makes sense because all your great fats that are essential for our health are being replaced by the non-essential processed carbohydrates. Damaged fats from those carbohydrate foods.
Exactly. And you know that one of my mentors kind of had an impact, and he said, Dr. Wallach, he's a veterinarian and a physician, and he said, can you imagine, we figured this out in livestock veterinary medicine. We figured out that there's too much vegetable oils and not enough vitamin E. In other words, free radical. Whenever you hear vitamin E, you think there's free radical damage going on. So we need antioxidants and we need the right fats and not the wrong fats.
And the other side of the coin is what's actually damaging it besides the food would be some of the over-the-counter and prescription drugs.
Absolutely. And, again, creating that toxicity to the body.
Yeah, and especially you mentioned statins.
Right. And I'll get back to the whole statin thing, and we might even want to share some of that in your next newsletter. Because, we just come across with some great research. But Dr. Marshall always teaches us, too, that as we get older, what do we always know? We know that as we get older, our ability to produce stomach acid decreases. And if we aren't producing enough stomach acid, we do not digest or disinfect our food. Therefore, the food becomes a threat and is running through the bloodstream. There's nanobacteria in there. So we really believe in supporting good antioxidant resources for people who are having memory loss. But keep in mind, guys, this was not something that was prevalent before the 1900s. So what happened? Well, we saw this push for the low-fat diet and the statins. Yeah. And, you know, if you're in Europe and you're put on statin, the doctors are versed enough to supply cell energy support like in CoQ10.
Oh, yeah?
In fact, I think that pretty much it goes with the prescription for a statin. I think it's near criminal that we don't. And combining that with our, you know, multi-million-dollar habit of prescribing antacids to people, which is lowering stomach acid, it is no wonder that we now can't remember what room we walked into.
And Alzheimer's is the kind of disease that comes on very slowly. I mean, the symptoms are small in the beginning, and over the years, it just gets gradually worse and worse. The bonus is that now, at least we can identify that actually that is going on, and we're able to maybe reverse it. Unfortunately, we're trying to reverse it with drugs instead of, you know, going natural.
But as we found out from that one article, research article, that despite big pharma's look for a cure for Alzheimer's, the best solution still looks to be coconut oil or the MCT oils to help repair that cell membrane, repair the nerve endings, combined with getting good free radical scavenging capability. And where do we find that we get some of the best free radical scavenging or antioxidants that we can get?
Probably from, you know, our best source of protein.
Well, actually, you know what I think is the best source?
What?
Is the ground.
Oh, the dirt.
Yeah,
you're always talking about the microbe,
Yeah, just well, no, I mean actually just grounding. You know, we get free
so it is actually that powerful, grounding yourself. I mean, I feel so good. When I wake up in the morning, I go out for the paper, I walk in my bare feet, and then I stand in the grass for a few minutes.
I love it.
And it really does make me feel better. It wakes my body up.
I saw a little picture of a little puppy and a baby, and they were sleeping in the grass, and I thought, how beautiful is this? And it was like a sunny day. It was like electromagnetism. Father, Son, Mother Earth, grounding, getting the magnetic power from the earth, and the beautiful healing power of the sun. So as we were taking a look at this article that came out that you and I were sharing with each other, talking about, you know, memory, Alzheimer's, and the impact that statin drugs may be implicated in this. Dr. Stephanie Seneff is one of my favorite researchers. She's an MIT PhD. She just has presented tremendous information on why we need vitamin D synthesis from the sun. What she says is that it is the sulfurization that we get, the sulfated cholesterol sulfate that helps to build the healthy membranes for our brain, for our body.
D3, well, specifically, or D2 and D3?
Oh, let's don't even talk about D2. D2 is just a poorly absorbed. I had a lot of people come in, and they, rightly so, their vitamin D levels are low, and their doctor puts them on D2.
D2, yeah.
We find that most people can't convert that. So if you're going to supplement, use D3. But I really want people to get in the sun. We need to be making it. This is the time of year.
That just makes more sense.
Yeah, this is the time of year you want to be, and this is what Dr. Seneff has taught us, that it's this sulfurization that happens on your skin with the power of the sun. Guys, we are not talking about burning your skin. That's just not using your good common sense. We're talking about being a light being and making the light information that you need to raise your vitamin D levels organically with the sun. And the same thing is what we're finding out. This sulfate is maybe what's so important. And we find that the antioxidants, a lot of the polyphenols, the purple antioxidants, is it the antioxidant power of that, or is it their ability to carry sulfur into the cells? So I really want to encourage people to do their research. If you have loved ones that are lowering their cholesterol, which really should be a necessary nutrient. I'm going to go so far as to say that. We should be saying, just like people say, are you getting your vitamin D, are you getting your vitamin A, are you getting your vitamin C, are you getting your cholesterol? We should be getting cholesterol. It is a building block to health, guys. It's a building block for your cells. It's a building block for all of your natural anti-aging hormones.
What's so amazing is all the information we get from the mainstream is almost telling us the opposite.
I said the truth is stranger than fiction.
Yeah.
As you go down the rabbit hole, you kind of...
I mean, it really does blow my mind constantly. Something in the lifestyle that we're doing today, if you're following the mainstream, you're going to get the Alzheimer's. You're going to get the cancer. Your eyes are going to naturally go bad. I mean, that's... when I was 19 years old and I had a little difficulty, they gave me some glasses, and I didn't want glasses at 19. I was chasing girls.
Right.
I didn't want glasses on. That was my own.
And those olden days, did they have contacts yet?
No, they had no contacts. And then when the contacts did came out, they were the hard ones,
right.
which were really hard on your eyes. But our current lifestyle is so bad that we are going to get all these things, and we really have to not listen to the mainstream, turn the TVs off, and start looking at the alternatives that are out there, the natural alternatives. Because if you go back 150 years, what the doctors were doing probably is a heck of a lot better than what most doctors conventionally are doing today. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's really sick.
Well, let's think about it. What we really have to do is become the quarterback of our own team. And when you choose to take responsibility of your own health, we were convinced to give up our power, folks. And we've got to take our power back by becoming informed and using our common sense and looking back and looking to implement things that maybe, make sense to us.
Yeah.
And just like we were talking about, not every diet, there's not a perfect diet for anyone. You really have to take and create your own perfect diet. Mm-hmm. And try and see what works best for you.
Yeah.
And I think that, true. And to turn to people who have no training in nutrition is like asking your plumber to fix your electricity. Don't you think?
Yeah, in a sense that it's true. Let me just read this. A crucial piece of the puzzle is a genetic marker that predisposes people to Alzheimer's. It's termed APOE-4. Mm-hmm. And it plays a central role in the transportation of fats and cholesterol. So this is where we're getting the interference. Mm-hmm. In the fats and the cholesterol. Of course, the low-fat diet, you can understand immediately what's going on there. But also, it's even if you're having some of the good fats in there, they may not be getting into the cells, into the proper areas.
Yeah, and you can get this kind of testing done by your doctor. You can look at what your E status is, your APOE. Mm-hmm. An APOE4 or 4/4 is a person that has their genetic switch. Remember, the genes are responsible for less than 10% of dis-ease presentation.
Right.
But it's what you can do to flip that switch to your benefit.
Right.
And what do we know? We know that by rebuilding the cell membranes and providing the raw materials to build healthy cell membranes, inner and outer layer, stable, saturated fats for the outer membrane, vibratory parent essential oils to make sure the membrane's operating properly, and getting the good sulfur and antioxidants, getting the good stuff in and out.
Yeah, and this is some of the real new sciences that I'm reading is that, we are predisposed, not from our lifestyle, but genetically, to have these markers in us. Not everybody has the Alzheimer's ones. Not everybody has the cancer one. I know I probably have the cancer one because my dad had cancer. Mm-hmm. He died from pancreatic cancer. My mother had cancer when she was young, cervical cancer. My sister had cancer. She had blood cancer. She also had cervical cancer. So I'm sure I have the gene. But right now it's not being expressed. It's not being turned on. Mm-hmm. And that's, I believe, because of my lifestyle and because of the food that I'm eating. It may not be perfect, but, I've got another 70 years to go, I feel. My birthday's coming up next month or in September, and I always look at, all my life I've always said, okay, I'm halfway there. Mm-hmm. So now 70 for me is halfway. So each time, when I'm 80, I'm reaching 160 is the way I'm thinking.
Well, and that's how we need to be thinking. I mean, the reality is that we keep hearing about the average life expectancy, but did you know that in societies where they're not nearly as advanced as we are, they're living to see 120, 130, 140.
And you know why? In the past.
Because they have access to soils that have all the essential nutrients, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, amino acids, and that's what we need.
Yeah, and I've been reading a lot of different blogs on different dietitians and stuff like that, and now they're really convinced that the average lifespan can be 110. Average. So some people living up to 130, 140, and some people maybe dying in their 80s and 90s, so the average goes to 110. Our average now is in the 60s. So that's a big thing.
Yeah, so the whole idea is we really need to start looking at what is it that we need to get into our diet to make sure that we can live in a healthy way to those age range, you know. So again, if there's memory issues of Alzheimer's, and I had some people email me about that, I want to talk about it again. Let's start to rebuild the brain with healthy fats, get rid of the damaged fats, the hydrogenated fats, the vegetable fats, increase your antioxidants, ground yourself to the earth, get free antioxidants, doesn't cost you anything. You know, supplement with bioavailable nutritional supplements like our Primal Edge or Whole Food Nutrition. You can work with me on some good suggestions for that. Well-placed, powerful fractions of natural vitamin E. Fantastic, because it helps to mitigate free radical damage. One of my favorite nutritional products is DHLA, which is a fully reduced form of alpha-lipoic acid. It actually renews your antioxidants for you and makes them reusable. It's powerful. Because that's what I want you to think. When we, you know, instead of trying to figure out how we can, you know, reduce the symptoms of these diseases, let's reverse them. Let's give our body the power to do it. So think, we don't have enough of something we need. We need antioxidants. We have too much of what we don't need, which is the bad fats. And I suspect that it could also be, in addition to, you know, a lack of the proper raw materials, there can be an infectious agent. An infectious agent could be a nanobacteria. Why? Because you didn't digest your food. Because as you get older, you don't have that digestive fire. You can't disinfect it. You can't digest it. You get things running around your body. It creates a situation the body is on alert.
So we really created a mess in our bodies with the way our diet is, because, first of all, we can't digest the food. Not only are we eating the wrong foods, but we can't digest even the bad ones. So, you know, and so you've got to do both. You've got to correct that digestive system first before you can even, well, you have to go on to the good foods, and that's what's going to help that change, isn't it?
Exactly. We have to, you know, it's not that we should go completely raw. We need raw food. We were engineered for raw food, but we eat cooked food. And part of the reason we eat cooked food is we have to.
Well, if it's not raw, especially in carbohydrates, it should be cooked maybe less, but also we're predisposed to really like the soured, the souring of food, the fermenting of food.
Well, that helps us pre-digest it.
Exactly.
The little good probiotics are actually helping us to digest the food. That's one of the reasons that we like the fully reduced Bs, because we've been able to probiotically pre-digest these nutrients.
Well, just to close this segment, we have one more segment, and we have Ron from Michigan, Ashley, Michigan, on the phone. So we're going to go to Ron right after the break. So please, Ron, stick around, and we'll be right back. And remind you to please pick up my Health Signals newsletter.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped, and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Up next, the Diagnostics Trading Hour with Daryl Martin here on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. This is Nico and Paige on Living a Primal Lifestyle. We have a caller on the line, Ron from Ashley, Michigan, which is right in the center of the Lower Peninsula. How you doing, Ron?
I'm fine, Nico. How are you?
Doing great. What can I do for you today?
Well, I was just wondering if eating too much of this brown rice is going to endanger me at all, man.
Yeah,
I cook it pretty thoroughly, you know?
Yeah, it's, Ron, it's the brown rice. We thought many years ago that was the answer to everything, macrobiotics. I did that diet for quite a while. As I started getting away from grains completely, my health really improved. So I really think that probably the white rice is even better for you, because at least those toxins that are around the shell of the rice, even, they scrape part of it off, but there's still that enclosed section of the brown rice that has a lot of lectins in it and, anti-nutrients that will actually take nutrients away from your body, away from your bones, and this stuff is hard to digest.
I kind of supplemented with the Dookie beans and pan-fried buckwheat noodles.
Yeah, and I love those noodles. Yeah, those buckwheat with the yams in them.
Yeah, and the gamaggio.
And the gamaggio, yeah.
And the buckwheat noodles are, buckwheat is an excellent source of bioflavonoids, such as rutin and everything. So I kind of like that choice. That's a good alternative grain choice as buckwheat, because it's not actually wheat. And the health benefits of buckwheat is something that I like hearing you do.
Now, I used to hang out with a buddy of mine, Ron Latimer, who taught me how to cook macrobiotics. It almost sounds just like you, Ron.
Well, it probably was.
It is you.
Yeah.
How you doing, pal?
I'm doing the same as I was probably 30 years ago.
Yeah, I know you are. You're an awesome dude, man. I really miss playing guitar with you and hanging out with you, too. When are you coming to Florida?
Well, pretty soon, man.
Oh, good. Well,
I lost your number. I didn't really lose it. My phone quit.
Yeah.
And I had no backup, you know?
Yeah. Well,
Susan and I were talking about you, and we looked you up on the internet, and I saw your show.
Oh, cool. I have a website, livingaprimalifestyle.com. Just send me a message. I'll send you the phone number.
I'll do that.
Okay. Hey, great to hear from you, man.
Yeah, I'll bring you some of those noodles down next time.
You do that, man. We'll have a little cookout.
Right on, brother.
Okay, man. Hey, I love you, man.
Love you too, brother.
Okay.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
How cool is that?
Yeah, I mean, Ron, we met in the 60s, through all those times. And
you didn't realize that was him, though, at first.
When I heard his voice...
You were thinking that,
yeah,
but
I'm thinking,
at first,
and that's why I asked, and a real good buddy of mine, and we spent many, many years together, and really
having some fun in the 60s, I bet.
Yeah, oh, yeah, and 70s and 80s and 90s, too.
Nice.
A really good friend of mine.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. You were going to mention something, if we had time, about... was it Alzheimer's?
Well, I keep trying to move into the B's and my little health and healing empowerment, but I can't because I get people asking me questions. So, I had another little thought about, for example, when we talk about arthritis and bone spurs and all of these things and calcifications and cataracts and some hearing issues, guys, many times these bone spurs and all of these things are signs that your body is so lacking the essential minerals it needs to be strong that it's dissolving your bone structure. And then, this is not the preferred form of calcium. Neither is the rock calcium that many of these big box stores are selling, like the calcium carbonates. We were not designed to eat rocks. We were designed to eat plants who then package minerals in a form we can use. That's why we like these ancient minerals that were there. So many times when you see that you've got calcifications, bone problems, guys, we got to start thinking that you need more minerals. So just because you hear that you've got calcium bone spurs, don't think you have too much calcium. You don't have the right kind. You're depleted. But we'll talk more about that next time.
Okay.
Out of time.
Hey, thanks for sticking around, folks, and we'll see you next week with some more information that you can use. See you later.
Have a great week.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.